We begin with breaking news. Hello, everyone. I'm Lindsay Mills.
And I'm Chris Costa in for Lee Goldberg. Breaking news out of California, where a YouTube employee says he heard shots fired at the video services headquarters. That HQ is located in San Bruno, just south of San Francisco. The San Bruno police confirm they are in the area for an active shooter situation. Another person on Twitter who claims to be watching the scene from across the street says YouTube employees are coming out of the building with their hands up.
You are now taking a look at a live aerial view of the scene. This is a developing story. We will have updates throughout the next hour and a half, as well as anytime online or on our mobile apps. Part of Portland's summer concerts could be in jeopardy with just weeks before the summer series begins.
The City Council is taking a second look at a deal with the state's largest concert promoter, Waterfront Concerts, because the owner pleaded guilty to assaulting an ex-girlfriend, Erica Cole. Cole wrote an open letter criticizing the cities of Portland and Bangor earlier this week. We will get to that story in a moment, but first a special report on that breaking news out of California.
This is an NBC News special report. Here's Lester Holt.
Good day again, everyone. We're back on the air with more information on a still unfolding situation in Northern California, an apparent shooting incident in San Bruno, just south of San Francisco. Reports of shots fired and police activity at YouTube headquarters there. Some YouTube employees have been seen evacuating the building with their hands raised in certainly a procedure we have seen too many times before. Some posting on social media telling of hearing shots and sheltering in place. San Bruno police posted on Facebook, we're responding to an active shooter. Please stay away. And we are getting reports from hospitals in the area. They are receiving multiple patients related to this situation. I want to go to Joe Fryer now. He's monitoring all this from our Los Angeles newsroom. Joe?
Lester, here's what we can tell you. At this point, police do confirm an active shooter situation. What we don't know at this point is the status of the person who opened fire and exactly how it unfolded. Was it inside the YouTube headquarters? Did it happen just on the outside? Some people who say they were inside the building at the time have taken to social media. One person saying they could feel the floor shaking and heard rumbling, at first thinking it was an earthquake, then realized that a shooting was taking place. Another employee saying that he heard shots and saw people running, and he at the time was barricaded inside a room with co-workers. Some of the video we've seen coming out of here this afternoon does show workers once again leaving the building in a line, hands up in the air, a sight we've seen time and time again, often outside of schools when shootings happen there. San Francisco General Hospital, which is the level 1 trauma center in the area, says it has received 3 patients and is expecting more. Stanford Medical Center says it's expecting 4 to 5 patients. The conditions of these patients, their injuries, unclear at this time. We should also note Google, which owns YouTube, put out a statement. It says, regarding the YouTube situation, we're coordinating with authorities and will provide additional official information here from Google and YouTube as it becomes available. Lester.
And Joe, my understanding is this is a campus type headquarters, multiple buildings. Is it the belief that whatever took place happened indoors or perhaps on the campus itself outside?
We don't know at this point. It's unclear exactly where this happened or where it started. Oftentimes, if you've been to any of these places in the San Francisco area or Silicon Valley, you'll see they're sort of set up almost like college campuses. People will describe it that way, with a lot of indoor space, but also a lot of outdoor space. So it's unclear at this point exactly where this shooting may have taken place.
Joe Fryer, thank you. This happening just south of San Francisco. It is San Bruno essentially surrounds San Francisco International Airport. And as we've seen, some streets and even highways have been closed off in the area as police begin to make their set up their perimeter. There's nothing we've seen in the pictures right now that suggests this is still an active shooting, but that is certainly how the call went out. The city officials there saying they received multiple 911 calls about a shooting. And as Joe related, we're hearing some activity now on social media from those who were said to be inside that complex reporting their experience. So all indications suggesting a shooting of some sort took place. At least 2 hospitals reporting they are receiving patients directly tied to this incident. We will continue to cover this. And let me bring in Pete Williams right now, our justice correspondent. Pete, we heard the ATF might be responding here.
The ATF Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives is responding, but right now the investigation and the situation is in the control of the local police, the California Highway Patrol, and the county sheriff's office. So the federal officials are standing by to offer their investigative help once the local authorities get their hands on calming the situation, clearing the situation, and then the federal folks, the ATF and the FBI, can help with all the investigative work that has to be done. The massive amount of ballistics work, if shots in fact were fired, where were they fired, where did they come from, who was wounded, and then of course trying to figure out the person who did it.
All right, Pete Williams, thank you very much. We want to go to Clint Van Zandt right now, former FBI agent, FBI profiler. Clint, we put these things in categories. We've seen school shootings, but this is a campus very much like a school. And so police seem to be responding in very much the same way that we have seen in some of the school shootings.
Well, one of the differences we're hearing, Lester, is some people suggesting it's a female who committed these shootings. I, like you, perhaps have seen some descriptions on the internet suggesting it may have been a white woman and how she was dressed. Realize there was one statistic I looked at recently that suggested over the last few years, when they looked at 96 mass shootings, 94 of them were conducted by males, only 2 by females. And of course, we remember the San Bernardino, California, where we had the husband-wife team. But should this be a woman, this is very rare, something we don't see very much at all in this country.
All right, Clint, thanks very much. And we should note we have so far no confirmation about who the shooter may be or in terms of casualties, if in fact there are. We do know people are being taken to hospitals. The extent of their injuries, we simply don't know, or how those injuries occurred. Let me quickly go back to Joe Fryer now. Joe, any additional information you can bring us up to speed on?
Lester, simply all we know at this point is at least 3 hospitals in the area are taking victims. We've just learned of a third, Kaiser Permanente in South San Francisco. That is just one patient. It's just an ankle injury. We know at least 3 patients taken to General Hospital in San Francisco. That is the main level 1 trauma center in the area. And then 4 to 5 more patients taken to Stanford Medical Center.
All right, Joe, thank you very much. We have all been through this far too many times, and we know how these things go. Sometimes it takes a long time to begin to piece together the facts. We'll continue to follow it as we get more information on what exactly has occurred and what the extent of injuries or casualties may be. We'll come back on the air with you, so stay with us. I'll, of course, have full coverage when I see you on NBC Nightly News. For now, I'm Lester Holt in New York. Good day, everyone.
And we will have updates on air and online. On air for the next hour and a half on that developing story. Now back to that story about Portland's summer concert series.
The city council is rethinking a deal with the state's largest concert promoter, Waterfront Concerts, because the owner pleaded guilty to assaulting an ex-girlfriend, Erica Cole. Cole wrote an open letter criticizing the cities of Portland and Bangor earlier this week.
I think we failed her. We failed women who've been in domestic violence situations in the city.
Portland Mayor Ethan Strimling apologizing.
We need to dive a little deeper into this as opposed to what we did last time.
All those in favor of...
He's talking about a February meeting of the Portland City Council.
My question is more around, and I hope this isn't viewed as inappropriate, Alex Gray, the owner.
I obviously can't speak for Alex directly, but what I can say is that Waterfront Concerts is far more than one person. You really wouldn't see Alex that often.
When it voted unanimously to allow Waterfront Concerts to bring back another series of shows this summer.
Any opposed? It is unanimous.
The vote passed just 4 months after owner Alex Gray pleaded guilty to abusing his then-girlfriend, Erica Cole.
Though she and I fundamentally disagree on everything in the police report, I accept responsibility for my faults on that night.
Now, Cole writing an open letter chastising the council's decision to give him business. By continuing to do business with Alex Gray and his companies, you are sending a message that domestic violence is acceptable in Portland. You are also setting an example for young men and women that, in the city of Portland, money trumps morality, she writes.
The process in doing so was not easy.
The physical injuries have healed, but the emotional trauma will long be something I need to overcome, she writes. The city of Portland plans to reconsider a yet-to-be-finalized contract with Waterfront Concerts. group that brought $55,000 in net revenue to the city through concerts at the Main State Pier in 2017.
It's not hard to balance. You know, our values are our most important part of our city, and there are thousands of great business people in the city who don't have criminal records, who haven't committed domestic violence against women.
Now, the Portland City Council will begin discussions on the deal at a meeting on April 9. Waterfront Concerts also bring shows to Bangor. We reached out to Bangor City Manager Kathy Conlow and City Councilor Ben Sprague. Neither returned our calls. We are just getting an update now from Erica Cole's boyfriend, who said City Manager John Jennings of Portland was supportive. He expressed his support and said he would be meeting with each council member individually to express his desire to cut the relationship with Waterfront Concerts. And now it's up to the City Council to follow through on that action if they deem it fit.
Okay, some breaking developments right here on the desk. If a teacher is armed for protection, that educator could be faced with a terrible choice whether or not to shoot a student in a life or death situation.
So, yes, I would be comfortable if I was the only person, and I would be very, very conscious of my responsibilities.
For the first time, a Maine educator tells News Center Maine on camera that he wants qualified teachers like him to be armed. That's coming up. We've heard from students and school officials who say schools are no place for guns.
For the first time, however, we're hearing from a Maine teacher who says arming teachers could protect students. He wishes to remain anonymous. What is your stance when it comes to whether teachers should be armed in the classroom?
Given the right set of parameters, given the right training, that having an armed individual on campus is the right thing to do. There are people that I know who I would feel absolutely comfortable with. I've actually even known teachers who are opposed to having weapons in a school who said, if it had to happen, I wouldn't mind that person being you, meaning me.
Would you be comfortable being armed, the only teacher armed in a school?
I told my students that their lives are more valuable than my lives, and whatever I needed to do to protect them is what I would do if there was ever a situation. So, yes, I would be comfortable if I was the only person. And I would be very, very conscious of my responsibilities.
What if the school board or superintendent's office decided that somebody else would be better suited to be the armed teacher in your school? How would that make you feel?
It depends on who the individual was. In one of my buildings, I have 3 colleagues that I would have no problems at all. If they chose XYZ somebody else, I might be considering asking for a transfer to another building or another district, or possibly deciding that it's time to end my career in education.
Would you explain why you wanted to remain anonymous?
The relationship that I have with my coworkers, I value a lot. We disagree, and I'm one of the people who feel like we should talk about both sides. I didn't want to put them in a situation where they doubted me.
Why do you think it's such an uncomfortable topic to discuss?
The concept of I might have to use stronger force, hurt somebody, potentially kill somebody, is nothing that was ever in their lexicon. It's something that they had never considered anywhere in their career path. Not everybody is cut out to carry a weapon. Not everybody could do it.
And for more from this interview, join us Thursday night at 7 for Listen to Me Part 2. There's a big name coming to Hadlock Field for opening day, but something new is in fans' way of the Sea Dogs, and that's for your own safety.
Plus, we can look forward to a warm-up tomorrow, but tonight will be snowy and rainy. Jess Conley will map it out in her full forecast. We want to bring you a quick update now on that active shooter situation at the YouTube headquarters in San Bruno, California. NBC News is reporting that the shooter was in fact a female and that she is now dead. Again, that alleged shooter, a female, dead, according to NBC News. In that situation in San Bruno, California, at YouTube headquarters. And you were just looking at live look at aerial view over the scene of that situation. We're also showing it on our Facebook live stream right now. So if you want to continue to watch, you can watch us and that live stream simultaneously. And we'll bring you more updates on social media and our Facebook page, our mobile app and website throughout the hour. Sure. Okay, switching gears in a big way right now. A lot of you have been wondering about this. If we scroll through Facebook, right, we see one question coming up over and over and over and over again. So the answer for all of you is?
Yes, Keith and Paula had their baby.
Oh,
look at this.
Luca.
He's the sweetest.
Look at him. What a head of hair already.
I know, right?
I
Welcomed
love the
into
hair.
the world on April 1st, born at a medium size of 7 pounds and 8 ounces. Lots of congrats on Twitter today, including Mike, who says, Luca looks like he's already a fan of the Euro.
That's my favorite. That's awesome.
So are you a fan of the Euro, Jess, with what's coming our way?
I don't know if anyone's going to be a fan of the Euro with what's coming our way. We're talking about some more snow, possibly a little bit later in the week. And tonight, we're already starting to see some rain in parts of southern Maine across York County. We could see some snow mixing in as well as we go throughout the next couple of hours. Now, we're not going to see a lot of snow accumulation unless you're in far northern Maine. But yeah, right now, most of the precipitation is in York and into Cumberland County at this time. Again, we could see some snow mixing in as we go through this evening. But some good news is that overnight tonight, the temperatures really warm up. And as we head into the day tomorrow, we'll start to see, or we will see rain showers for much of the day. Yeah, look across southern Maine, though. It looks like some rain. If you're seeing rain or snow in your area, please just let us know. We're trying to see, you know, the radar doesn't always reflect exactly what's happening outside. Current temperatures are in the upper 30s and lower 40s, 42 in Bangor, 40 in Rockland. Portland's at 38 right now, 39 degrees is the current temperature in Lewiston. So let's take it through the hour-by-hour forecast. By around 8 o'clock tonight, Sanford, you're seeing a little bit of snow, some rain moving up into Portland and into Wiscasset, Augusta, Waterville. By midnight tonight, seeing some snow. Same thing for Bangor and along the down east coast as well. But watch the warmer air move in, and that rain-snow line shifts off to the north. Northern Maine will see snow, though, overnight right through the morning commute tomorrow. So 7 a.m. tomorrow, still seeing snow in Millinocket and into Caribou. Some scattered rain showers for much of the day tomorrow, but watch these temperatures as we get into tomorrow evening. Some people, I think, are really going to like this. 58 tomorrow in Portland, 53 in Lewiston, up to 53 in Bar Harbor, in the low 50s in Bangor. So some pretty mild temperatures for tomorrow, although it's going to be pretty rainy out there. Then much cooler for Thursday. A cold front comes through, and our temperatures on Thursday only make it into the upper 20s and lower 30s. So it'll be a pretty big change, certainly from what we're seeing during the day tomorrow. All right, Friday, looking at it, the chance for another snow event. I know people are getting tired of it, but it is what it is. It's still April in Maine. 2 to 5 across most of northern and western Maine. There is a winter storm watch up there, winter weather advisories for many of us, and even some wind advisories because it's going to be breezy into the day tomorrow. So again, Friday is the next chance of snow. We have multiple chances as we go through the end of the week. It looks like a fairly quiet weekend, though. So that's some good news, at least. Here's your marine forecast, 4 to 6 feet. Gale warning starts tomorrow afternoon and goes through the day on Thursday. Here's your extended forecast. Mild tomorrow, but rainy, unfortunately, and breezy, too. Much cooler for Thursday. Highs only in the mid-30s, about 10 to 15 degrees below where we usually are at this time of year. And then another chance for rain and snow on Friday. Can't believe it. And then this weekend looks okay, pretty nice.
Tomorrow, the story, though, warmer but wetter.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. I'll take it.
All right.
Thanks, Jess.
Thanks.
It's a moment Maine hockey fans won't soon forget.
Today marks the 25th anniversary of what we know as the comeback team. In 1993, the team fought back from a 2-goal deficit to win its first national title. Let's check in now with Jess Gagne and Bill Green, who are live now from campus. Hey, guys.
Hey guys, yes, that's right. We're at Alfond Arena in Orono, and take a quick look over our shoulder. The 1993 National Championship banner hangs there. Bill, where were you on that historic day 25 years ago?
I was in the newsroom working. I was probably cutting highlights. But I'll tell you, Jess, it was a big deal. Everybody in the state of Maine was thrilled about that Black Bear Championship.
But it was a nail-biter. It didn't happen easily, and everyone remembers it now historically as the comeback. Take a look at those final 3 goals.
Dunham makes the save. The rebound, score!
Walsh decides to put Garth Snow in goal for his ability to change the tempo of a game.
Lake Superior Smith fighting for it, along with Correa. Correa winning the Hobie Baker Trophy. A centering pass to score! Just can't connect, and a couple of competitors will bury the ball, going to score! Maine has tied it up!
I can't believe it's been 25 years.
Can we watch that again? That's great.
Well, we will have more on News Center at 5:30 from Orono, so stick with us. Chris and Lindsay, we'll send it back to you in the studio.
All right, guys, thank you so much. The home opener for the Portland Sea Dogs is a little over a week away, and fans heading to Hadlock Field this season will notice a major change.
The Sea Dogs have added protective netting around the length of the entire field, extending to seats up and down the left and right field line. The team emailed season ticket holders over the winter to let them know about the change, and the team says the response has been overwhelmingly positive. Some were concerned about the net interfering with the fan experience, but the Sea Dogs say safety comes first.
The field itself is in good shape and ready for opening day, which is Friday the 13th. Usually opening day tickets are hard to come by. That may be especially true this year, though. That's because former Heisman Trophy winner Tim Tebow will be playing against the Sea Dogs for the Binghamton Rumble Ponies.
All right, should be a good thing to watch. Let's check in now with Rob Caldwell, who has a look at what's coming up in our next half hour. Rob?
Hi, guys. Coming up on News Center at 5:30, Maine voters made it clear in a referendum that they want to expand Medicaid. The question is how to pay for it. Attorney General Janet Mills says that there is money coming into the state that would help do that. Don Kerrigan will have the story for us from Augusta. Also coming up, her son was murdered 20 years ago this week. The killer was never found. You'll hear a mother's call to find justice for her son. Those stories and more all ahead on News Center at 5:30.
All right, Rob, thank you so much. Did you see something bright flying over the sky in the Gardner area last night?
A lot of people talking about it.
And meteorologist Ryan Bretton is going to break it down coming up next.
Did you see this last night? Mike in Gardner sent us this video of what he thought might be like a UFO or something even more bizarre, but it's actually the International Space Station. Ideal viewing of that last night, just after sunset when the sun had fallen below the horizon, but the ISS was lit up. And believe it or not, there are more chances Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Thanks, Ryan. I'm going to check it out next time, too. News Center Maine at 5:30 starts right now.